What you're watching is the last known footage of Elisa Lam. Beautiful 21-year-old college student, smart, creative, full of life. She was traveling alone, looking for adventure. But then, she vanished. And what happened to her? It doesn't make sense. It never has. Elisa was like a lot of us. She loved books, photography, music. She wrote about her struggles with bipolar disorder on her blog. She was on medication. She had a family who loved her. In January 2013, she left Canada for a solo trip across the US. It was supposed to be an adventure. She wanted to see the world. Elisa arrived in Los Angeles on January 26th and checked into the Cecil Hotel. And just 5 days later, she disappeared. The Cecil Hotel isn't just haunted, it's cursed. For nearly a century, this place has been home to tragedy, murders, unsolved mysteries, and something even darker lurking in the shadows. There have been over a dozen suicides, people leaping from windows, overdoses, disappearances. But some believe it's not just bad luck. Some believe the hotel is cursed. The Cecil Hotel isn't just a place to stay. It's a place where people go to die. It opened in 1924. It was supposed to be luxurious, but it never was. Crime, drugs, and death have stained these walls for nearly a century. There are hotels with dark histories, and then there's the Cecil. Elisa's case remains one of the most unsettling modern mysteries. But what if we told you Elisa's story is just one part of something much, much older? A darkness that has haunted this hotel for decades. Elisa chronicled her journey online. Her words were filled with excitement, yet something else lurked beneath the surface. She checked into the hotel's shared female dorm, but soon her erratic behavior upset guests. She was moved to a private room. Days later, she disappeared. Then, this footage emerged. The world watched in horror. The elevator video became viral. People became obsessed with it. What was Elisa seeing? Was she hiding, playing a game, or was something else manipulating her movements? This video became an obsession. Internet detectives analyzed every second, searching for answers, but they weren't prepared for what they found. Look closely. The way she moves, the way she hides. She isn't just scared. It's as if she's being pursued. For nearly 3 weeks, guests at the Cecil Hotel complained about the water pressure, the taste, the color. The water tasted wrong, blackened, foul-smelling. Maintenance workers checked the rooftop water tank. Their worst fears were realized. Elisa's lifeless body was found floating inside the sealed water tank on the roof. No signs of foul play. No explanation as to how she got there. The lid was too heavy for her to move alone. The hotel security system never detected her going up there. So how did she get in? Elisa Lam's death was ruled an accident. But how did she get inside the water tank? The lid was too heavy for her to move alone. The alarm never went off. No signs of forced entry. The forensic report states toxicology inconclusive, cause of death undetermined. Theories flooded the internet. Was Elisa murdered? A hotel worker? A stalker? A secret organization? Was she playing the elevator game? Paranormal urban legend that allegedly transports people to another dimension. Was it mental illness? She had bipolar disorder. Her toxicology report showed she skipped some medication. Or was it something else entirely? The Cecil Hotel is no stranger to death. In 1962, Pauline Otten jumped from the 9th floor, crushing a person below. And many believe the spirits of the dead still linger here waiting. Guests have reported strange voices whispering in their ears, doors slamming by themselves, and worst of all, shadowy figures that watch but do not belong to the living. Employees and guests alike have spoken about the energy in the hotel, an eerie presence, a sense that something unseen is always watching, lights flickering, cold spots, and the feeling of being followed. The most infamous guest of the Cecil, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, a Satanist, a serial killer, a man who murdered at least 14 people. In the 1980s, Ramirez lived here, room 1419. After each kill, he came back, took off his bloody clothes, tossed them in the hotel dumpster, walked through the lobby, barefoot, smiling. No one stopped him. Ramirez didn't just kill, he prayed to something. He left behind more than just blood. Some say he left behind a demon. Some believe Ramirez invited something into the Cecil Hotel, a demonic force that still lingers looking for a new host. The Black Dahlia was murdered in 1947. Some believe the Cecil Hotel was the last place Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, was seen alive before her brutal murder. Witnesses recall a woman resembling Short drinking at the Cecil's bar the night before she was found mutilated. Bartender swore she saw Elizabeth Short drinking here. She left with a man. She was never seen alive again. To this day, staff and guests have reported seeing a woman in black wandering the hallways. Guests say they hear whispers in empty rooms. Some even wake up with scratches on their bodies like something touched them in their sleep. Some believe Elisa was suffering from psychosis. Others believe she was playing the elevator game, an urban legend that allows travelers to enter another dimension. The rules are simple. Press a certain sequence of buttons. If done correctly, a woman will enter. You must not speak to her. You must not look at her. Did Elisa make a mistake? Did she interact with something beyond our reality? But what if this wasn't a game? What if something older than urban legends was inside that elevator with her? What if something took her? The night before Elisa vanished, guests reported strange disturbances. A woman in the hallway swore she saw someone following Elisa, a tall figure shrouded in darkness, moving in unnatural jerky motions. But when she blinked, it was gone. Elisa wasn't alone in that hallway. Something was watching, and maybe it followed her. Some believe Elisa was possessed. An entity within the Cecil latched onto her. Others claim she wasn't alone in the water tank, that whatever took her life stayed behind. Experts have pointed out that Elisa's movements mirror those of a possessed person. Her frantic gestures, her sudden stiffness, even her body language. Elisa's death makes no sense. There was no trauma, no struggle, no drugs in her system that could explain this behavior. Some say the Cecil Hotel isn't just haunted. It's a portal, a place where something dark and ancient lurks. Something that feeds on suffering, on fear, on death. Before the Cecil Hotel was built, this land was home to violence and bloodshed. It was a place of executions in the 1800s. Native tribes once considered it cursed ground. And when the hotel was finally built, the deaths never stopped. Murders, suicides, missing people. It never ends. But what if something inside this hotel wants it that way? What if the Cecil's darkness is older than the building itself? What if something ancient, something cursed, has been here all along? Many believe an entity roams these halls. Black shadow with no face. Guests describe a presence that whispers, moves objects, even steps into their rooms while they sleep. Some call it the Shadow Man, a demonic entity that has been seen for decades. Hotel workers describe doors opening on their own, footsteps in empty halls. The feeling of being watched. Guests have seen it. Hotel staff refuse to talk about it, but the stories are always the same. A tall, faceless shadow, watching, waiting. It never moves. It never speaks. But if you see it, you won't be able to sleep. Most people don't know this, but in 1959, an exorcism was performed at the Cecil Hotel. A woman staying on the 9th floor claimed she was being attacked by an unseen force. She spoke in a voice that wasn't hers. She scratched herself until she bled. The woman screamed every night. She said something was inside her. A priest came. He tried to cast it out, but when it left her, it stayed in the hotel, and the darkness never left. Guests have reported waking up to whispers in their ears. Some wake up paralyzed. Some see shadows standing at the foot of their bed. And others leave the hotel and never talk about what happened to them. Is the Cecil Hotel a portal for evil? Some paranormal experts believe the Cecil is more than just haunted, that it's a spiritual vortex, a place where evil is drawn in, where it lingers, where it grows stronger with every death. Here's where the story takes a terrifying turn. Elisa Lam's case might be over, but the Cecil Hotel's hauntings have only grown stronger. The Cecil Hotel has since rebranded, but the hauntings haven't stopped. The spirits are still here. Recently, a guest at the rebranded stay on Main reported something terrifying. She was trapped in an elevator. The doors refused to close. When she checked the security mirror, she saw someone standing behind her. But when she turned, no one was there. The Cecil Hotel still stands. disappearance. And some say, late at night, the elevator still moves by itself. Elisa Lam's case remains unsolved. Was she a victim of mental illness? A tragic accident? Or did she see something from the other side that we weren't meant to see? Some believe Elisa Lam never left the Cecil Hotel. Some believe she's still here trapped between worlds. And late at night, if you listen closely, you might still hear her whispering for help.